CM Punk is back in the WWE. What's next for CM Punk? What's next for the WWE? What's next for AEW? Keep watching if you want to hear what I think. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Everything is Wrestling. I'm your host, Joel Fernandez, and today I want to talk about, well, what everybody's talking about. CM Punk has returned to the WWE. This past Saturday, November 25th, at the premium live event, Survivor Series War Games, at the end of the men's War Games match, at the end of the show, we all thought it was over. The graphic came up showing that the event was over. And then out walks CM Punk. We hear the classic static, cult of personality hits. Out walks CM Punk in a crispy white tee. And he just takes a while to give his spiel to the crowd. And the show ends, and we're left with nothing but questions, right? Since then, we've had Monday Night Raw, and he came out and did a promo at the end of the show where he talked about why he returned, how he's back home, and what he's here to do, which is just wrestle for the fans. Apparently, at the end of the promo, he did say, off the mic, he did say, "I'm not here to make friends. I'm here to make money," which is pretty telling of where his character is gonna go. So I do think a lot of fans around the world were shocked to see CM Punk back in WWE because, well, he did say he never would return. He's been gone for almost 10 years. He had a really bad falling out with the WWE. And he did just wrestle in AEW for 2 years. And he did have a falling out there as well. He obviously had some backstage issues. I'm not here to speculate on any of that because I don't know what's true. And so I don't want to talk about what we don't know as facts. So the fact is, CM Punk is in WWE now, right? So what's next? Where do you go from here, right? So there's a couple of feuds that I would like to see personally, and I think there's some really easy ways to tell this story. So I hope this is where they end up going. First off, I think Seth Rollins. Obviously, this is the number one attraction that everyone wants to see. We saw at the end of the show, they didn't catch it on the actual WWE cameras, but we did see from fan cameras and fans in the audience that we did see Seth Rollins was not happy to see CM Punk, right? Obviously, I think this is all part of the show. I don't think there's actually any real beef there between Seth Rollins and CM Punk. In fact, if you ever followed Seth Rollins' career throughout his time in the Indies and ROH, and even his time in NXT, there's definitely been some times where Seth Rollins has even idolized CM Punk and even taken from CM Punk. And there was times where people would call Seth Rollins the next CM Punk. But I do think there's a really built-in story that they could go with, which is awesome here. They have a lot of history. They have their time as when Seth Rollins was NXT champion. There was a time that CM Punk came down to NXT when he was WWE champion. They had a little face-off. They ended up teaming together. So there is some things there already. We also have the story of CM Punk being the one that introduced the Shield into the WWE. For those who don't remember, CM Punk was the mastermind behind the Shield in storyline purposes. So there is something they could use there. I do think what we'll see probably going forward is them two feuding and then maybe culminating at WrestleMania, having either night one or night two be CM Punk versus Seth Rollins. I don't know how they're going to drag it all the way till then because I do think something needs to happen at the Royal Rumble, which is already in a month or so. So I do think there needs to be something there beforehand. I don't know who CM Punk could feud with beforehand, maybe a smaller feud. I don't think they should do a match at the Royal Rumble of CM Punk and Seth Rollins just yet, unless they plan on doing something like a trilogy. Besides that, though, if you listen to the promo that CM Punk did have on Monday Night Raw, I feel like he did give us a couple of directions of where he might be heading in besides Seth Rollins. So he did end up mentioning the American Dream in his promo, where he said the American Dream once told him if you speak from the heart, it doesn't matter what you say because as long as you speak from the heart, you're speaking the truth. So I think right there, him calling out the American Dream, shouting out the American Dream. We all know the American Dream is Dusty Rhodes, whose son is Cody Rhodes, of course. Cody Rhodes mentions it as much as he can. That's his father. He's doing this all for his father. He wants to finish the story. So I do think eventually what we could see happening is Cody Rhodes versus CM Punk. And what we could see is Cody Rhodes has always had this issue with Dusty's kids, quote unquote. And Dusty's kids are those people who Dusty Rhodes basically mentored back in the day. And he wasn't home back in the day for Cody Rhodes, but he had all these kids in NXT and in WWE that he was mentoring. And so there's a built in storyline there where Cody Rhodes could be upset that CM Punk did get that advice from his father and he didn't get that same advice from his father. So I think we could see something there, but I don't think we should do that anytime soon because we do know that Cody Rhodes is tied up in finishing the story, which is beating Roman Reigns for that Universal Championship. Undisputed Universal Championship, sorry. So I think where we might head first after the Seth Rollins feud, if I was to do it, is there's money in CM Punk versus Roman Reigns, right? There's a lot of money there. I think they don't need a championship at all. So I think what you do is maybe have Cody Rhodes defeat Roman Reigns, win that undisputed title, go off to his own little island, and then we have Roman Reigns and CM Punk as an attraction feud, right? So the way I think they're gonna book CM Punk going forward is he should be an attraction. He shouldn't be on a weekly basis. He shouldn't be wrestling random people like Bronson Reed, for example. No offense to Bronson Reed, but I just don't think it makes sense storyline purposes for him to be wrestling random people unless there's a built-in feud. So I think what you do first is you have the Seth Rollins CM Punk feud. Once that culminates, you then have Roman Reigns, who maybe just lost the Undisputed Universal Championship at, let's say, WrestleMania 40. He's looking for some type of direction. Paul Heyman is now still with him, but he's lost everyone else around him. Solo and Jimmy might have gone away. They're like, hey, man, you're not the head of the table anymore. You lost the championships. So you see the tribal chief kind of losing it, right? Here steps in CM Punk, right? CM Punk and Paul Heyman have this built-in storyline. They were great friends before. Paul Heyman managed CM Punk before, and then even in backstage, we all know as wrestling fans, Paul Heyman has been one of CM Punk's biggest supporters, right? When the WWE didn't believe in him, Paul Heyman handpicked him, brought him to the ECW brand back in the day to become a world champion. He saw that out in him. So I think we see something similar here where Roman Reigns is on the outs, right? So Paul Heyman is like, do I tie myself to this person who is just lost his championship, not feeling so great? He's not the tribal chief anymore, not the head of the table. Should I hang myself onto someone else's coattails, right? Who better than CM Punk? So you have this built-in storyline here where Roman Reigns could bring it up to Paul Heyman and say, hey, wise man, did you know about this? Did you know that CM Punk was coming in? And Paul Heyman could act all coy. No, 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 I didn't know anything. Keep it going until eventually they have this feud, this match. Paul Heyman is in Roman Reigns' corner coming out, but is he going to leave in Roman Reigns' corner? You have Roman Reigns on one side, the tribal chief, the head of the table, CM Punk, one Bill Phil, right? He wants to be the one who makes all the bucks. He talks about it all the time. I'm not here to make friends, I'm here to make money. So you have these two competing big egos culminating at maybe WrestleMania 41. And maybe you have Paul Heyman turn on Roman Reigns there. Paul Heyman joins forces with CM Punk. And now you have Roman Reigns as a babyface with his tribal chief character, which I think could go really far. And then you have CM Punk as the heel. If you have CM Punk as a heel, you now turns it easier for him to face off with Cody Rhodes. Like I said before, Cody Rhodes could be the champion face, and CM Punk might be like, "Hey, I want those titles. I've been here long enough. It's time for me to get that. Your story's over. It's my story now." From there, I think a storyline that a lot of people are not thinking about, but I think would be really, really awesome, is CM Punk versus Sami Zayn. And I know you're thinking, you're like, wait, Sami Zayn, what does he have to do with CM Punk? I don't see any built-in storyline here. There isn't a built-in storyline yet, but I think what we could do here is play on the fact of the controversy that CM Punk had in AEW, right? He was a locker room cancer. He didn't play well with the other wrestlers. He thought he was bigger than everybody. He wasn't really a team player, right? That's what we heard from a lot of the reports going forward. And I know it's all speculation, but we could play with that. If I'm the WWE, I want to think about how I could play along with that, right? Use these headlines for good, right? So you get this to this point where CM Punk is now maybe champion. He's defeated Roman Reigns, maybe. He has the undisputed championship and he's kind of running things, right? Now here comes Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn is a locker room leader. Everyone knows this from his NXT days to his days now on Raw. People stand by him, right? And he's always been known for motivating wrestlers. He shows up. He wants the best out of everyone. He saw the best out of Jey Uso. He saw the best out of Roman Reigns at a certain point. So what if Roman Reigns is down now, right? Roman Reigns has just lost his championship. He's just lost to CM Punk. He's lost the Wise Man. Who shows up? Sami Zayn, right? Who's the one person that gives a second chance to everybody? Sami Zayn. He is known for giving second chances to Kevin Owens, giving second chances to Jey Uso. He just always wants to see the good in people. So what if Sami Zayn shows up and he sees Roman Reigns has been down, and he's like, "Hey, Tribal Chief, I know things didn't end well with us. I understand what's happening, but this guy needs to be stopped. This CM Punk guy needs to be stopped." And Roman Reigns is like, I don't know if I'm down. I can't do it. Sami says, well, I'll do it. I'll do it for this place. This is my place. This is my house. This is my WWE. And I'm not going to let this guy ruin my WWE like he ruined everywhere else he goes. Bam. Perfect storyline. We have Sami Zayn, the perfect babyface, good guy. You finally get to cheer him. Maybe you finally get to see him win that big championship. And I think this would be the best way to put Sami Zayn on the map as the next big babyface for the WWE. Give him that Daniel Bryan WrestleMania 30 moment where he's at the end of the show celebrating, that same Kofi Kingston style moment where he gets that belt. I feel like he's the next person to be that. And it would be amazing if the person he beats is CM Punk. There's so much going there. CM Punk has now become what he hated originally. You know, he become the wrestler who's come in and taken that spot from someone. Like that is what CM Punk complained about before, when The Rock came in and would take that WrestleMania spot, or when these part-timers would come in and take that WrestleMania spot. So what if he is now that person and Sami Zayn is now the voice of the voiceless? It's a really good story, and I hope that they go for it. I don't know if they will, but I think that would be amazing. Amazing. Besides that, I think there's some other really built-in storylines that they could go with, and it would have to take some working to do. But I think we would be awesome to see before CM Punk ends it all, because I do think this is going to be his final run in wrestling. Like, I think this is going to be it, right? He's going to do everything that he's ever wanted to do in wrestling, and then probably retire, get that Hall of Fame, and end off on a good note if things go well, right? So I think one thing that would be awesome to see, and we never got to see before, is a John Cena CM Punk WrestleMania match. I know John Cena isn't wrestling as much anymore. You know, he's in Hollywood, he's acting. But what better story to tell there than the corporate guy, John Cena, now coming back to face off this new corporate version of CM Punk, who only wants to make money, doesn't care about making friends, isn't the voice of the voiceless anymore. He's become this evil person, but he's lost the championships. Maybe he's done, and he's just him, Paul Heyman, and now John Cena's here to save the WWE once and for all. You have this big match, this big blow off match, end of their rivalry. Whoever wins, it doesn't matter. And then that could be CM Punk's last match in WWE, and he could retire off to the sunset. I think this is what I would do. You have like probably 4 years of storylines there if you want. I don't know how long CM Punk's contract is with the WWE, but I could see this going, and you have literally 5 opponents there. You don't need much more than that. We don't need to see CM Punk versus random people, but these 5, I think, Seth Rollins, Cody Rhodes, Roman Reigns, Sami Zayn, and John Cena, that would be an amazing WWE run, and I think it would be a perfect way to cap off his career. Going forward, though, what's next for AEW, right? I feel like a lot of fans are like, "Oh, this is a big blow for AEW. They lost one of their biggest stars," which is definitely true. CM Punk was probably their biggest star, but he wasn't a good fit, and that's perfectly fine. Like, yeah, there might have been some backstage turmoil. We don't know what really happened, but going forward, like AEW is going to be perfectly fine. And I don't want to hear all the speculation of AEW is going to lose out on stuff. Nah, man, they're going to be really good because they have a lot of things going for them. And I think this is going to take away all those distractions that they had, all the backstage drama. I'm sure there's still going to be drama. There's always drama in wrestling. That's why we love it, right? But what's going forward now, they have these young stars that they could really focus on, and they have one of the best wrestlers ever of all time, Brian Danielson, and he's gonna be a locker room leader, and he's gonna show these guys what it means to really be a wrestler, and I think that's what their strength is, wrestling, right? So right now going on in AEW, we have the Continental Classic tournament, which has been really awesome. I've been really enjoying it. We have the Devil storyline with MJF, and I think I'm going to do another video on who I think the Devil might be, or speculate on who the Devil might be. I think I might do that. So keep tuned, keep on watching and subscribe for more, so you could see what I think is going on with that Devil storyline in AEW. And you also have like really great stars in AEW who are being capitalized on recently. So we have Swerve Strickland, who I think is my favorite wrestler at the moment. So he has been amazing. He's going to be doing some big things going forward. So, and then you have on the horizon, we have the great Will Ospreay, who is another one of my favorite wrestlers. Every single match I've seen this guy wrestle has been amazing. I think he's got so much like potential, and he's never been on a weekly American wrestling show. He's never been on a weekly wrestling show, period, because New Japan doesn't do weekly shows. So this is going to be his first time on a weekly wrestling show doing promos, and he is a really captivating wrestler. Like, he is real. He reminds me a little bit of Eddie Kingston when it comes to his promos, because it's such a realness behind it. And I think that is going to be a great look going forward. I think they should focus on those things, not worry about what's happening on the other side. Competition is competition, but do your own thing, because you guys do your own thing really well. When they start trying to do things like the competition is where they start messing up. So I think AEW will end up being fine. So we'll see what happens. But what I would say for now is let's keep watching, because this is a really interesting time in wrestling. Stay tuned, subscribe, like, comment this video. And yeah, like I said, subscribe, because I'm going to keep talking about what I think. And if you like my thoughts, then tell somebody, because I'm here for good. So yeah, everything is wrestling, baby.